needs. So don't belittle your role in, say, your particular ministry. No ministry is more glorious than another. You're in your place. Don't belittle your work. Don't belittle others' work. Don't belittle your role and then tend to be discouraged. It's a calling. It's a vehicle for your gift and the means of grace to make God known. Never forget that, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's go back to the theme. Rich toward God. My definition is this. Rich is the freedom and joy to meet another's need using God's provision. Or to be rich. Okay, if you want to be technical about it. To be rich. So you have the freedom and joy to meet another's need using God's provision. Definition of poor. The absence or a lack of such, even with a supply. Understand that. Therefore, rich or poor, by those definitions, rich or poor has nothing to do with the amount of resources that you have, but with your attitude. Do you have generosity or do you have greed? Do you have love or do you have avarice? The 5 loaves and the 2 fish fed the 5,000 because of love. A whole harvest with greed will not even feed 5 people. Because in the first place, it will not be given, right? There was this begging experiment that I saw somewhere on the internet. And there was this guy posing as a homeless guy, hungry, and he would beg from people who have enough and an excess. And they would refuse him. And part of it, another of his group went to a real homeless person, beggar, gave the beggar burgers, fries, and the drink. Just for one person. After his partner did that, he went to this beggar and asked if he could have some food. He was ready, immediately, instantly ready to share his food. Man, that is sad, right? That is not sad, actually, in his case, but for the case of the others. That is rich. That is wealthy. Because he had ability to share what he had. The others had an abundance, an excess. Yet they did not have wealth. Because they did not have the generosity to share even their excess. But this beggar, who knows how long he had not eaten, got a burger, fries, and drink, and even shared it with somebody who was in need. Silver and gold have I none. What I do have, I give to you. It's not about money. It's not about the ka-chang, right? Or the ba-blang. It's, what do you have? What do you have? Be rich toward God, brothers and sisters. Use what He's blessed you with to be a blessing. And don't be poor by withholding. Poke the person beside you again and say, listen to this. This is good stuff. We need to shift our focus from our own affairs to making God known, to the needs of the kingdom. And I promise you this, we will see opportunities galore. You will not have a shortage of opportunities. In fact, I can enumerate some right now. Use God's gift, your blessing, to meet needs. You know, we have a lot of ministries, we have a lot of missions. And again, I'm not just talking about money, talking about what do you have. Yourself, in fact, in many cases. Give of yourself. We have missions. We have people asking us to start churches in different places. You know, I would always tell the priests and the others, back in the 80s, people would say, "Here I am, send me." Now you need to go, "Sino kaya mapadala ngayon?" And people would go, "Not me." We have needs. We do. We need to continue the work in Leyte. We need to start a mission there. It's ripe for harvest. Who are we going to send? What resources are we going to use? Hear the call. Hear it. Somebody wants us to start a church in Cavite. Another one. Right, Father Bros? We need structures for our missions and Bible studies in Taguig. Pasig needs a place. You know, we have a lot of opportunities. A lot. We need teachers. We need ministry trainers. We need livelihood trainers. Ask Sister Chato, she will give you a job. Oh, yeah, she will. We need fans. We need air conditioning for Pineda. We need a place for Pililla and funds for Pililla. We need equipment for the birthing clinic, prison ministry. They have operating costs too. And they need manpower. And they need your prayers. Opportunities galore. Make God known. Again, God has blessed each of us. Don't look down on anyone because they don't have what you have. Because they don't have the beauty that you have. Because they don't have the wisdom that you have. Or the talent that you have. Or the money that you have. Or that they can speak a certain language that you can. Don't look down on them. They have something that God has given to them that will benefit the kingdom of God and make Him known. Worse, it will be worse if you let others' weakness or flaw that you imagine or you think to affect your giving of yourself. That is the worst thing that you can do. But understand and recognize we're one family. We are brothers and sisters. We have one God. We have one Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. And He's at work in each of us. So I challenge you like I've always challenged you. Don't look at each other according to the flesh. They're a new creature. And Christ dwells in them. Recognize that. He's at work in them. He's got His Spirit working in them. Again, I can't emphasize this enough, but suffice it to say, our relationship is what is called symbiotic, Scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's symbiotic. It's a reciprocation of life. A reciprocation of life. You impart to somebody life because they impart to you life also. This is why we need to be rich toward God. Because our withholding will break that wonderful cycle. You may want to call it circle of life or whatever, but it's a reciprocation of life. The thing is this. I mentioned earlier, we each have gifts, right? I want to end with this. Actually, I've started with this. I've been talking about this. But St. Paul very beautifully put it this way in his first letter to the Corinthians. At the end of chapter 12 and the whole of chapter 13. He said, I will show you a more excellent way. What is the more excellent way? Don't just use your gifts. Don't use your gifts to be known. Use your gifts to make God known. Use your gifts out of love. Because you have gifts and you look super spiritual, but if you don't have love, you're nothing. That's just it. You're nothing. Gifts without love is nothing. Money without love is poverty. Have I been talking about money? Yes. Among all other things God has blessed you with. Hear the prosperity gospel. This is the prosperity gospel. God will honor us. I mentioned what St. Peter said to the lame beggar. He said, "Silver and gold have I none." Present tense. After that, God gave the church silver and gold, right? Because they sought first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And then He added these other things. Not for reward. No, not for leisure. Not so that I can have excess. The excess is for our equipping so that we can better seek and pursue our mission of knowing God and making Him known. That's the goal of being rich toward God, is to know Him and to make Him known. And that's the way it is in the kingdom of our God. I want us all to stand.